The news broke late, a stunning reversal. A federal appeals court acted swiftly, issuing a surprise order under the cover of darkness. President Trump's controversial tariffs were suddenly back in play. The legal battle had reached a dramatic new phase. The appeals court paused a lower court's decision that had blocked the tariffs. Now, that stop was itself stopped, at least for now. This legal maneuver threw the situation into fresh uncertainty. Businesses and international partners watched closely. The implications were immediate and far-reaching. The legal drama was far from over. The tariffs, a cornerstone of Trump's trade policy, had been fiercely challenged and defended. The lower court ruling was a win for critics who argued the tariffs were an overreach. But this new action gave the White House a temporary reprieve. The legal system was working in twists and turns. One court says one thing, another says something else. The system of checks and balances was on full display. For those caught in the middle, it was a confusing, high-stakes chess match. The ultimate outcome remained in doubt. So, what does this mean right now? The appeals court's late-night decision means the tariffs are, for the moment, back in effect. The lower court's injunction blocking the tariffs is on hold. This is a temporary measure pending further review. Businesses had argued the president overstepped his authority using emergency powers for these tariffs. The lower court agreed, but the fight isn't over. The administration claims these powers are necessary for national security and to protect American industries. The appeals court hasn't ruled on the merits yet, just paused the lower court's order. This gives the administration breathing room and keeps their policy alive, for now. The legal back and forth creates immense uncertainty. Imagine you're a business owner. One day tariffs are blocked, the next they're back. Planning becomes impossible, investment risky. This is the reality for many American companies. They are caught in this legal whirlwind. The stakes are high and the outcome is far from settled. At the heart of this fight is presidential power, specifically, emergency powers. Can the president declare an emergency and use it to impose tariffs? That's the question. The administration points to laws they say grant this authority, arguing it's necessary for national security. Critics warn this is a dangerous expansion of executive power, bypassing Congress's role in trade. They fear any president could impose tariffs by simply declaring an emergency. It's a fundamental constitutional question about the balance of power. Supporters say strong measures are needed to protect American jobs and industries. For them, tariffs are a tool to level the playing field and defend economic sovereignty. But what counts as a real emergency? Is economic competition enough? Legal scholars are divided. Some say the president has wide latitude. Others call for stricter limits. This debate is now playing out in the courts. The stakes are high for businesses, workers, and the future of trade policy. The outcome could set a precedent for years to come. The courts must decide where the line is drawn, and the nation waits for clarity. The impact of these tariffs is real and immediate. American businesses relying on imports face higher costs or must find pricier suppliers. Some absorb the costs, others pass them to consumers, raising prices for everyone. The administration argues tariffs protect American jobs by encouraging domestic production. Some industries like steel benefit, but others, especially manufacturers using imported materials, suffer. Retaliation from other countries has hurt American exporters, especially farmers. A tit-for-tat trade war disrupts supply chains and global commerce. The uncertainty itself is a major problem. Businesses need predictability to plan and invest, but shifting trade policy makes that impossible. Expansion plans are delayed, investments put on hold. The legal battle only adds to the confusion. Economic growth slows as caution takes over. The stakes are felt in every corner of the economy. Legal experts and economic analysts agree, the stakes are enormous. The judiciary is now central to U.S. trade policy, an unprecedented shift. Courts are deciding issues once left to Congress or negotiators. An economic analyst warns, tariff uncertainty is a wet blanket on the economy. Businesses hesitate to invest when the rules keep changing. Another legal expert questions whether national security is being used as a pretext for protectionism. The courts must weigh the administration's reasoning carefully. Consumers ultimately pay the price, even if it's not obvious on every receipt. Trade policy affects household budgets and the cost of living. The effects ripple through the economy, touching everyone. This is why the debate is so intense. The outcome will shape the future for businesses and families alike. The nation watches as the courts decide. The White House likely sees the appeals court decision as a relief and a chance to keep fighting. These tariffs are central to President Trump's America First agenda. He promised to rewrite trade deals and protect American industries. The legal pause allows the administration to continue its strategy for now. A court ruling against the tariffs would be a major setback, both legally and politically. The administration argues these actions are long overdue, a necessary correction to past trade policies. But legal challenges raise questions about presidential authority and the methods used. This court battle is about more than tariffs. It's about how economic policy is made. The outcome will shape perceptions of the Trump presidency for years to come. The fight over power and policy is far from over. This patchwork of court rulings creates confusion and makes planning difficult for businesses and international partners. Ongoing trade talks are affected, with tariffs as both bargaining chips and obstacles. The legal limbo adds complexity to delicate negotiations. The case could return to the appeals court for a full hearing, or escalate to the Supreme Court. If the Supreme Court takes the case, its decision will be monumental. It could clarify the president's authority to impose tariffs under emergency powers. The implications would reach far beyond this specific dispute. The balance of power between Congress and the president on trade could be redefined. For businesses, workers, and consumers, the wait continues. The future of American trade policy hangs in the balance. The final chapter is yet to be written.